Welcome to the Winding Road Podcast. Albert Einstein once said, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred from one form to the other. And lately, I don't know, natural order of things, natural progression of things. I take notice of the natural progression, even going down different YouTube rabbit holes and things like that. And for a long time, I didn't do that. I didn't explore these different rabbit holes of consciousness and all that. It was just me, and I was just thinking about things. And sure, I would, every now and then I would see stuff, and that would make you think, right? But for the longest time, I was just thinking about it myself. And now, the universe, God, the more, I'm getting on there and I'm getting affirmed. I'm getting affirmed on what I've been thinking about and how in my head, the process that I think about things and the way that I think things are with consciousness and energy and God and the more and everything like that, and God being within us and all that stuff. And I've been getting on these like near-death experience channels, and it blows my mind how so many different people, that have these experiences, and how they travel, like being above their body, looking at their body, and they're still alive, and then God's, and then the people like asking, am I dead? And it's like, well, you're kinda in between right now, like people that are on a ventilator, things like that, like kind of, and then God, the universe, energy, showing them all these different things, and people had these experiences probably in the past, and it gets passed down by books and stuff. But now we're in this age where it's just like, wow, all that stuff is available at the tip of our fingers, and I'm not saying to believe every single thing that you click on and every single thing that you see, but wow, it's crazy how all these things, all of them are very, 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 very similar, man. And this lady was just like talking about how God was showing her, like she got to the deepest part of her being, and basically God was saying, yeah, I've been in here the whole time, and just like, well, are you in me? Are you out? Like, I'm both. I'm in you. I'm out of you. Like, it's such simple concepts that we learn about in the Bible, other, historical, other, awakening books, light worker, all that stuff, man. All that stuff. And it's so simple, but it's just so, but it's so hard for us to see that being in these bodies and, and being like, wow, we're in these bodies. Cool. I'm just going about our days, And I think that it gets shown to us whenever it's supposed to get shown to us, whether it be in this life or another life or whatever it might be, man, that gets shown to us. But one of the things that I thought was very, very interesting was how I was reading about something that had nothing to do with energy or anything like that, but it was talking about how however we perceive that someone is going to treat us is how they will treat us. And I was like, well, that doesn't make much sense to me. Like, I don't know, that person's who they are, right? But again, it's the energy transferring, not created or destroyed, it's transferring. So, and then I'm clicking on another video, and it's like about that lady. She was talking about how God was showing her that, anytime we have like a negative thought about a person, like we transfer that energy to them and to ourselves. And and another person in my life talked about it all from a behavioral standpoint, just about positive begots positive, negative begots negative. So we transfer that energy to them and to ourselves, so whatever energy I'm putting out, if like any little thing that I put out, and then other people have that negative, like that's going to come back on me. So I want to put out as much positive energy as I can so that the negative energy does not come back on me. Because if I'm having a negative and I spread it to that person, and then, people are talking about you behind their back, talking negative about you, then that comes right back on you. So you're getting double whammy of the negative on yourself. So I think that's why it's important to spread as much positive energy as you can, because it can be the exact opposite when we talk about the positive energy. And little things, man, are so important. This lady was talking about how she was getting a review of like her life, and she saw just in a grocery store where lady in front of her didn't have enough money, like a struggling mom didn't have enough money. And she just paid. She was like, hey, I got a couple extra bucks. I got you. And then she was shown how that lady after that in the future, how that lady was like working at a food pantry, and she's helping people. And she's helping people now that are less fortunate. And then all that stuff spreads, man. It spreads. Any little thing can spread. They talk about like a fire. I was talking to a firefighter recently because there was a big fire. I think I might have mentioned that on here. I don't know exactly if I did or not, but big fire. When we're helping those people as much as we possibly can. But I was talking to the firefighter about, it's like how a fire like doubles in size like every 30 seconds or something like that. Just a guesstimate, an estimate, but doubles in size every so such a short period of time. And that can be energy too. Like just, one little spark, and then boom, 30 seconds later, it's doubled. 30 seconds later, it's doubled. And it grows and grows and grows. And all these little small things that we do have such an impact on the bigger picture with things, man. And it's just really kind of crazy to think about, and I think about how, it's hard for us to see, like hard for us not to judge like people that are the worst of the worst, and it's hard for us not to think negatively about them. But I don't know how I've gotten to that place where I really, really, truly don't, like, I just don't, even the worst of the worst. It's just I can't judge them, and I think that, however that works, like eventually it goes back to the energy transferring thing, yeah. Like that's like they may have take a long time, many lives or many energy transfers within their soul. However that works, like they're gonna eventually they're going to be able to see that and be able to learn that. However many lifetimes, however many energy transfers it takes, they're going to be able to know that and learn the lessons that they need to learn. And she was also talking about how kind of before, and I thought about that a lot even before I read these things, and I want to make a whole book about it, how before this life, like we're aware of everything, and we choose to, with our spirit guides, we choose this life, like, okay, what do I want to learn? What do I want to get out of this life? Like we know that before we are born. And then we come in this life and we just forget about every single thing, so that way we can learn, and it's like, okay, well, what about, people that can't even talk, people with all like these, these handicaps that they have, people that can't even see, people that can't even talk. It's like those are the most sacrificial spirits, because they chose, to come here with that. They chose to come here knowing that they would not be able to do any of those things. What a sacrifice, what a sacrifice that they would come here, with that, and being, so debilitated, but knowing that if they come here that way, that they would be able to inspire so many people, just based because they look at them, people look at them, and they have sympathy, they have empathy towards those type of spirits that are very limited here, because of their DNA, because of their makeup. Like, those are the most sacrificial spirits that we have, and we can learn so much from them. And what a sacrifice that they did coming here in that way, you know. Take off the glasses here. Coming here in that way and in that manner, you know. Like, it's just crazy to think about those people that come here. And I think about, like, you know, how, why, what, you know, like, what am I doing here? What did my spirits guides, what did I want to learn, you know, whenever we chose based on the spirit guides, if that is indeed how it works, you know. What did we learn from that? What do we have to learn while we're here? You know, what we're doing here, what do we need to try to accomplish, you know? And if we're just sitting around, you know, doing nothing, just in our houses doing nothing, you know, just disconnecting ourselves from the world, it's so easy to do. And I get it. I get why people do that, because this world that we live in is such a, you know, can be such a crazy place, and where we are, you know, like, you know, just man, oh man, like, the deeper and deeper I go into this thing of trying to explore these deeper parts of myself, of my soul, you know, that the voice inside that is God, that is the more, that is the universe, that just speaks to me, you know. And I just hear, like, all right, come on, you better come on, now's the time, you better come on. You know, stop laying around. You know, stop wasting time. You're like, yes, time is a loop. There's no beginning, there's no end. It's a loop. Look at the clock, guys. Look at the clock. It goes round and round in a circle. Look at the earth. Look at the sun. Look at all how we rotate around and around and around. It all goes in a circle. Look at that. But in here right now, in our bodies, there's only a finite amount of time that we have in this form of energy, to be able to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish, to spread that greater love to people. There's only a finite amount of time to do that before we die. As far in this energy, die, I don't like that word. It's not, I don't think we die. It just transfers, man. We just transfer our energy to a different form. And, you know, when it's up here and we get shown these things that people are now, you know, being able to come back and tell us, you know, like, I think we can learn a lot from that. And so it's like, all right, wow, you know, I gotta stop wasting the time that I have here, because I don't want to get there and be like, man, yeah, you wasted a lot of time, and now you got to keep learning these lessons. I'm going to send you to this other different energy form, you know. You're going to have to learn that over and over. And we maybe have had thousands of lifetimes, thousands of different energy forms, millions, infinite different energy transfers. And this is just one, but it's the one we're in. And it's hard for us to be able to be aware of any of the other ones that we've been in. But if we know that that's possible, that that's a truth that we have in our hearts, in our minds, in our souls, of being here right now in this energy form, like, we're only able to see that, for the most part, we're only able to see this form that we're in, but we're aware of the possibility of all these other things. What are we doing with that? What are we doing with that while we're here? And I just get shown that more and more every day. And I have the faith, though. I have the faith, though, that yes, I do. I have the sense of urgency, the sense of a little bit of pressure of to not waste the time that I have. But at the same time, I'm also aware that it's going to play out naturally. It's going to play out exactly how it's supposed to play out, and that I just have to keep riding it. Just got to keep riding it. But at the same time, I don't want to waste it. I don't want to waste the time. I don't want to waste the time that I have here. I want to grab life by the balls, as they say. Grab it by the damn balls and take hold of it and run with it. Run with it. I want to run, you know. I don't want to sit around and do nothing. I want to run to the light, to the more, and I want to transfer as much positive energy and love as I can. Because at the root of everything, it's all love, man. There is darkness, there is light in all of us. You know, and God's like, tell me last night, yeah, the dark is in us so that we will be aware of the light. You know, it goes back to the sun and the night and the dark and the light, just like the day. Everything is so, it's just a microcosm, man. Everything's there's so many, it's all right here. It's all right here for us to see, you know, based on with the way this, our universe is made up. It's all right here in plain sight for us to see. It's hidden in plain sight. And I want to pull back those layers and unhide it. I want to unhide it, man. I do. I want to unhide it, man. And get up off my butt and do things, man. We have to. Soak it all in. Soak it all in, guys. Appreciate you being on here. I'm me. You're you. We are each other. Love, inspire, unite. God bless.